The boys living in dorm building number 7 didn't know about the fight until Jacob walked in with an injured Sam and their 2 roommates followed him silently. The other students in the nearby dorm rooms were chilling in the common area when they saw the 4 of them passing by. At once, they all stood up and went outside to ask about the incident. They were all astonished when they found out that Sam had been in a fight with the bullies from the basketball team. One guy's eye was swollen. The other one, though not injured, had his clothes ripped and tattered. Sam had the most severe injuries with a bloody mouth, a scratch on his forehead, a bleeding nose, and countless bruises on his arms and legs. Only Jacob was intact, except for his disheveled clothes that indicated signs of a struggle. This was one of the worst fights the sophomores had seen in the short time they had spent at the university. One of the dorm neighbors, Ryan, fetched some anti-infection medical solution from his room and applied it to Jacob's roommate's wound. Sam, however, would have to go to the hospital and get his injuries checked out.
"Damn it! How dare they! Ryan, call all the guys from our department. We will go and trash their training court,"
someone yelled. An uproar resounded amongst the crowd. Some of these guys hadn't even spoken to Sam even once, but this was about the reputation of their batch. One of them had been hurt. Ryan was like a messenger for their class, so he immediately took out his phone and started dialing.
"Stop it!"
A crisp female voice came from outside the door. Kathy walked into the boys' dorm room. There was a wave of silence as soon as they all noticed her. Under the watchful eyes of the crowd, she walked to Sam and asked, "Are you all right?" Sam didn't expect that Kathy would come to see him in person. They never really talked much. He had been grimacing with pain before, but now he suddenly toughened up and answered firmly, "I'm fine."
"He's clearly not. Boys and their stupid egos,"
Kathy thought to herself, not showing it on her face. Kathy just nodded at him and looked at the other guys, who seemed ready to break somebody's head. She addressed them and said, "The school management is aware of the fight and is dealing with it. Don't do anything stupid."
"Should we just forget about it after being beaten by them? No way!"
one of them shouted, still infuriated. Kathy explained to them in a stern voice,
"I don't think you understand. Those guys are on the basketball team and they are badly injured. The point guard has a fracture in his arm. The shooting guard has sprained his ankle and the power forward has injured his back. There's a basketball match between our school and another university in 2 weeks. If they won't be able to play in the match, our school will lose, and the blame will come on Sam and his 3 roommates. Don't do anything to make it worse." She needed to ensure that her classmates would not do anything stupid and get in danger of getting suspended or even rusticated. "So you're saying that the high and mighty players on the basketball team, who nobody dared to touch, were also injured?"
The guys who weren't there couldn't believe the information Kathy had just given them. Seeing their expressions, Kathy continued,
"As I was saying, the school will deal with the matter seriously. You must not make the matter worse, or you will get into a lot of trouble."
Ryan took a half step forward and said,
"But the school will surely support the basketball team, and Sam will be punished unfairly. Besides, the record of punishment would not affect the future of those on the team because they play for the university, but it would affect Sam." "Fine, I will report it to the school."
Irritated, Kathy interrupted Ryan. She was incredibly bothered by the whole thing. On one hand, the guys from her class caused trouble, but she didn't want any of them to be punished. On the other hand, she was thinking about her older brother, who was now furious. He said that he would handle this situation in person. That meant Jacob, the troublemaker, would face his fury. Besides, she had asked around about how the fight started. Sam and his roommates had gone to the basketball court when they could not find seats at the internet cafe. While they were playing, a few players of the basketball team came to the court. They tried to take the court from them, but Sam refused and argued with them. It had been quite an ordinary argument until Sam threw the ball at one of the players. The guys on the team had always been hot-tempered, and so was Sam. Words were exchanged, one thing led to another, and it soon became a fight. The fact remained that Sam and his buddies had started the fight. Kathy turned to Sam and said,
Anyway, I'll take you to the hospital and get you checked.
No, I'm fine. Sam didn't want to show his weaker side to a girl.
You better get a checkup. There could be some internal injuries. If you don't get it checked out now, it could turn into something worse later, Kathy insisted as she grabbed Sam's arm.
Yeah, you should go and have it checked. The doctor's report will also be proof against them, said the roommate with the torn shirt.
Fine.
Sam finally gave in. He looked at his friend and said, You will come as well. You must get your eye checked. You look like a panda. Okay. Rubbing his eyes, he stood up. Jacob also stood up, volunteering to go with Sam, but Kathy stopped him, saying,
Ryan can accompany them. Jacob, you stay inside the dorm and rest.
Then she left the dorm with the injured boys and Ryan. The others returned to their dorm rooms. Kathy's presence stopped the fight from escalating. She was an excellent class president, and she took her job very seriously. Jacob was left alone in the dorm room. He was lost in thought for a while, but was still feeling uneasy towards his decision. He dug out the thick engineering philosophy book and found Liam's business card, which he had hid inside it. The school's attitude towards this incident was critical. Liam, the vice president, supervising the school's management, would play an essential role in dealing with this incident. Jacob didn't want Sam to be mistreated. Although Sam did start the fight, his trigger was the bullying by the basketball players, which had been going on for a long time. It was a never-ending tussle between juniors and seniors. Jacob took out his phone and started thinking about what he would say. He was about to dial Liam's number when a thought crossed his mind. So he put the card back into the book and stood up. It would be better to talk to Liam face to face. Jacob left the dorm building and hurried onto the campus. He went directly to Vice President Liam's office, situated on the 6th floor of the administration building. He knocked on the door and waited a while. No one answered the door. Worried that some teachers passing by would ask him questions, Jacob waited for half a minute more, but decided to leave when Liam didn't answer. He knew that the vice president was a busy man. The punishment wouldn't be given soon, so Jacob was not very anxious. He wasn't even sure that the fight had been reported to Liam. He took the elevator and pressed the button to go down. As he was walking out of the administration building, a mountain-like figure walked toward the entrance. A height of more than 6 feet 5 inches, this tall specimen of a man blocked the light from coming out through the door. The tall boy had to bend his back and lower his head to enter the building. He was walking with a scowl on his face, like he was not in a good mood. Jacob guessed that he must be the legendary captain of the basketball team. Is he here to see Vice President Liam as well? Jacob wondered. Indifferent to an ordinary student's astonishment, the guy walked into the elevator from which Jacob had just come out. The moment he walked into the elevator, it shook slightly. Jacob was curious to see which floor he would go to. He stood there, trying to be discreet, and waited for the elevator door to close. He watched the number above the elevator door change from 1 to 2, 3, 4, and 5, until it stopped at 6.
Please subscribe to the Pocket FM YouTube channel and press the bell icon for instant notification. Check out our channel for more such exciting shows.